Have you ever been petting your cat, enjoying a quiet moment together, when suddenly, out of nowhere, they bite your hand or dart away? It feels completely unpredictable, right? You might just think, well, cats are just moody. But what if I told you that your cat isn't being random at all? In fact, they are enforcing a very strict set of unspoken rules. And every time you cross these invisible boundaries, you are silently chipping away at the trust between you two. Behind those sudden mood swings and cold shoulders is a complex feline code that they expect you to know by heart. Today we are going to uncover the hidden laws your cat is begging you to follow. Once you understand them, it will completely change how your cat looks at you. It's incredibly common for cat owners to feel a little frustrated when their affectionate pet suddenly walks away, swats at their hand, or completely ignores a greeting. Because we are humans, we naturally show our love through constant physical touch, loud and excited voices, and direct eye contact. So when our cats reject these gestures, it is so easy to feel like they are being distant or simply don't care about us. But the truth is, cats are deeply instinctual creatures with wild roots. What feels like pure love to us can actually feel like a threat or an overwhelming intrusion to them. In this video, we are going to break down 7 unspoken rules your cat expects you to follow. Based on feline behavioral research and practical caregiving experience, understanding these boundaries will help you decode their secret language and build a much stronger, more trusting relationship. So let's dive into the very first rule you might be accidentally breaking every single day, starting with how you choose to touch them. The first rule, the consent rule, how you touch them. The very first unspoken rule your cat expects you to understand revolves around physical touch. You know the scenario. You are gently petting your cat while they purr on your lap, and out of nowhere, they turn around, flatten their ears, and give you a quick bite or aggressively swat your hand away. It feels like a sudden betrayal. Many owners misunderstand this as aggression or a sign that their cat is just moody. However, behavioral researchers refer to this phenomenon as petting-induced overstimulation. A cat's hair follicles are incredibly sensitive, and repeated stroking in the same spot can quickly shift from feeling soothing to feeling almost painful or statically charged. What your cat is actually trying to say is not, "I hate you," but rather, "I really like you, but my body has had enough right now." To follow this rule, you need to practice the 3-second rule. Pet your cat for just 3 seconds, then pull your hand away. If they lean into your hand or nudge you for more, you have their consent to continue. If they sit still or look away, respect their boundary and stop. Let them dictate the duration of affection. Breaking this rule forces your cat to use their teeth to communicate, which slowly erodes their physical trust in you. Understanding when to stop naturally leads us to the next vital rule, which is all about how you say hello. The second rule, the quiet greeting. Moving on to the second rule, we have the way you greet your feline friend. Imagine coming home from a long day at work. You open the door, see your cat sitting in the hallway, and you excitedly call out their name in a loud, high-pitched voice while rushing over to pick them up. But instead of running to you, your cat just sits there, stares, and slowly closes and opens their eyes. You might feel ignored or unloved. We often misinterpret a lack of physical excitement as a lack of affection. But a 2020 study on feline behavior confirmed that the slow blink is actually the equivalent of a genuine, warm smile in the cat world. Cats have incredibly sensitive hearing, so loud, sudden noises, even happy ones, can trigger their alarm system. When your cat greets you with a silent, slow blink from a distance, they are offering you absolute trust and calm affection. The advice here is simple. Tone it down. Do not rush at them with overwhelming energy. Instead, stand at a respectful distance, soften your gaze, and slowly blink back at them. Speak in a low, soothing whisper. Speaking their quiet language builds an incredible bond of safety. If this is helping you understand your cat better, take a second to like this video and subscribe. And stay until the final rule, because it is often the one owners miss the most, even though it completely dictates whether your cat will choose to sleep next to you at night. The third rule, the invisible bubble rule. The third rule your cat expects you to respect is their need for an invisible personal bubble. It is a very common feline behavior to follow you from the kitchen to the bedroom to the living room. Yet when they finally settle down, they choose a spot just out of your arm's reach. If you try to slide closer or scoop them up, they immediately get up and move away. It is easy to feel rejected, but you have to remember that cats are solitary predators by nature. Their instinct demands that they have a clear view of their surroundings and an unblocked escape route at all times. Being held or trapped closely triggers a feeling of vulnerability. When your cat sits just a few feet away, they are saying, "Sharing a room with you is a privilege I'm offering because I love you, but please do not take away my freedom to move." To honor this rule, simply respect the invisible bubble. Let them be your quiet shadow. If you let them sit near you without forcing them into a cuddle, they will eventually feel safe enough to close the gap themselves when they are truly ready. This respect for their space leads right into how you look at them. The fourth rule, the direct stare. This brings us to the fourth rule, which has everything to do with eye contact. As humans, we lock eyes to show deep love, attention, and sincerity. Naturally, you might find yourself staring lovingly into your cat's big, beautiful eyes, but you will notice that they almost always look away, turn their head, or even seem a bit tense. In the wild animal kingdom, direct, unbroken eye contact is intensely confrontational. It is a challenge or a threat preceding an attack. Many owners accidentally intimidate their cats by staring at them with wide eyes. When your cat intentionally averts their gaze or turns their back to you, they are not being dismissive. They are actively telling you, "I do not want a conflict with you. I am peaceful and we are friends." The next time you catch your cat's eye, do not hold the stare. Look slightly past them, soften your eyelids, or slowly turn your head away. By breaking eye contact first, you are reassuring them that you are completely harmless. The fifth rule, the nothing changes. The fifth rule is deeply tied to your cat's sense of survival and mental stability, the rule of territorial consistency. You might decide to completely rearrange your living room furniture, buy a brand new litter box, or move their food bowls to a more convenient spot. Suddenly, your cat stops eating, hides under the bed, or even starts urinating outside the litter box. Owners often view this as spiteful or stubborn behavior. However, feline behavioral researchers explain that cats navigate their world through a complex map of invisible pheromones. They rub their cheeks on furniture to mark it as safe. When you drastically change their environment, you are essentially erasing their map of safety. Their world becomes entirely unpredictable. What your cat is desperately trying to communicate is that predictability equals safety for them. If you must make changes to your home, do it gradually. Never move the litter box and the food bowls at the same time. Always keep a few unwashed blankets or familiar scratching posts around when bringing in new furniture, so their comforting scent remains intact. The sixth rule, the do not disturb rule. The sixth rule is one that many well-meaning owners violate daily. You see your cat deeply asleep in a sunbeam, intensely focused on grooming their paws or enjoying their dinner, and you cannot resist reaching out to give them a quick stroke on the head. In response, they might growl, twitch irritably, or completely walk away from their meal. We think we are just showing love, but cats enter their most vulnerable states when performing basic survival functions like eating, sleeping, or grooming. During these activities, their guard is down, and they require intense focus. Your sudden touch startles them out of this necessary concentration. Their grumpy reaction is not ungratefulness. It is their way of establishing a crucial boundary for their own peace of mind. The advice is absolute. Let sleeping cats lie and let eating cats eat. Leave them entirely alone during these private moments. By showing that you will not interrupt their vulnerable states, you prove that you are a reliable and respectful guardian. The seventh rule, the I choose you. Finally, we reach the seventh and arguably the most crucial rule in the feline code, the rule of control. Have you ever noticed that the more you chase your cat, call their name, or try to force them onto your lap, the more they run away? But the moment you sit down, pull out a book, ignore them, and focus entirely on your phone, they suddenly jump up and curl into your chest. Feline psychology reveals that cats are naturally drawn to the least threatening entity in the room. Someone who is loud, reaching out, and making direct eye contact is perceived as high pressure. Someone who is sitting quietly, looking away, and shrinking their physical presence signals absolute safety. More importantly, cats have an overwhelming psychological need to be in control of their social interactions. The profound meaning here is that a cat's love cannot be demanded. It must be earned. They are telling you, I want to love you, but it has to be my choice. The best advice for any cat owner is to learn the art of playing hard to get. Stop initiating every interaction. Create a calm, welcoming environment. Sit back and wait. When you give your cat the power to choose you, the bond they offer in return will be deeper, stronger, and more unshakable than anything you could have ever forced. Loving a cat means learning their silent language. It is about respecting their strict touch limits, honoring their invisible bubble of personal space, and accepting that they must be the ones to initiate affection. Understanding your cat isn't just about decoding their habits. It is about respecting how they communicate. Loving a cat is a beautiful lesson in patience. We must learn to love them the way they need, not just the way we want. Which of these unspoken rules have you accidentally broken without even realizing it? Tell me in the comments. If you learned something new, subscribe for more quiet truths about feline behavior. And if you want to know the everyday habits that secretly make your cat lose trust in you, watch the next video on your screen, because some of them look completely harmless.